A very good morning, children. Once again, we are back to online classes. Today, we shall study lesson 4 Religious and Social Reform Movements. Before to start with this lesson, let us have a small introduction. Between the 8th and 16th centuries, many religious and social reform movements were witnessed in India. So which century? Between 8th and 16th centuries. And these were led means the religious and social reform movements were led by religious leaders who they had the intention of regeneration of religious and social life of the people. So in this lesson, we are going to study the life, teachings and reforms of Shankaracharya, Ramanujacharya, Basaveshwara and Madhvacharya, who were the forefront of the reform movements. The saints of India have not only guided the people through their teachings, but also they undertook active religious and social reforms. And their reforms eradicated, that is social and religious reforms, eradicated ignorance and evil practices among the people. Now let us study about Shankaracharya and his contribution. Shankaracharya, where was he born? He was born at Kaladi in Kerala. And he was an extraordinary boy by the time of 8 years, and he studied 4 Vedas. So name 4 Vedas, children. That is Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda and Atharva Veda. And who were his parents? His parents were Shivaguru and Aryamba. Who were his parents? Shivaguru and Aryamba were his parents. Whose parents? Shankaracharya's parents. Shankaracharya propounded Advaita philosophy. So, Shankaracharya propounded which philosophy, children? Advaita philosophy. Let us have a study the contributions of Shankaracharya. He established 4 Montessori's. Montessori's means mutts at Badari, Uttarakhand, Dwaraka, that is Gujarat, Puri in Odisha and Sringeri, Karnataka. These served as a dharmic centers for uniting India. So these centers, these served as the dharmic, Montessori served as the dharmic centers for reuniting Indians. Shankaracharya wrote Ananda Lahari and Saundarya Lahari. So Saundarya Lahari means Waves of Beauty is a famous literary work. Who wrote? Shankaracharya wrote Ananda Lahari and Saundarya Lahari. Among all his hymns means it is a song. Bhaja Govindam is very popular. So which hymns was very popular? Among all his hymns, Bhaja Govindam. All these achievements were achieved by Shankaracharya in a lifespan of 32 years. So this is all about Shankaracharya. Next, let us study about Sri Ramanujacharya. Ramanujacharya was born at Sri Perambuddur near Chennai. Where he was born? Sri Perambuddur near Chennai, and he studied religious scriptures. Religious scriptures means Shastras at Kanchi. And his parents were Keshava Dikshit and Kanti Mati. And he also propounded Vishishtadvaita philosophy. So where he was born, Ramanujacharya, children? Sri Perambuddur near Chennai. And what did he study? He studied religious scriptures, that is Shastras at Kanchi. And his parents were Keshava Dikshit and Kanti Mati. What philosophy he propounded? He propounded Vishishtadvaita philosophy. And Ramanujacharya traveled to different parts of India. Why did he travel to different parts of India? To spread Sri Vaishnavism, the religious sect founded by him. To spread Sri Vaishnavism, he traveled all over India to spread this religious Sri Vaishnavism, the religious sect founded by him. And he declared the salvation. He declared that salvation means mukti can be attained through. How mukti can be attained? Through devotion. Devotion means bhakti. And surrender. Surrender. How we can surrender to God? By prapti. Surrender by prapti to God. And Hoysala ruler Vishnuvardhana welcomed him to his kingdom. So, how he can attain? He declared himself that salvation, how he can attain salvation? Through mukti, bhakti and prapti. To whom? To God. Now let us study the reforms of Ramanujacharya or the changes of Ramanujacharya. Ramanuja condemned casteism. What he did? He condemned casteism. Condemned means, what do you mean by condemned? That is sentenced to be particular punishments or especially to death. Okay, he gave a full stop for casteism. He enabled people from lower classes to enter temple in Melkote. And he enabled people from which classes? Lower classes to enter. Those who are not allowed to enter temple, he was enabled the people of lower classes to enter the temple. Ramanuja lived for how many years? 120 years. How long did he live? 120 years. So this is all about Ramanujacharya. Now we shall study Sri Basaveshwara. Then the role of Basaveshwara in the social religious reform in Karnataka was indeed revolutionary. So indeed revolutionary means it is a dramatic change. Where he was hailed? He hailed from Basavana Bhagewadi in Vijapura district. So Basaveshwara is from which place? He was from Basavana Bhagewadi in Vijayapura district, and he was refusing to undergo Upanaya ceremony. So Upanaya ceremony means, what is a ceremony? It is a ceremony where the concept of Brahman is introduced to a young boy. So that is a threading ceremony. He was given Linga Diksha. As he was refusing to undergo Upanaya ceremony, he was given what? Linga Diksha. After his early schoolings, he went to Kodala Sangama for further studies. So after his schooling, where he went? To Kodala Sangama. For what? For the further studies. And his parents were Madarasa and Mandalambike. Mandalambike, and belonged to Bhagewadi Agrahara. So, who were his parents' children? His parents were Madarasa and Madalambike and belonged to which place? That is Bhagewadi Agrahara. And he propounded Shakti Vishishta Dvaita. So, which philosophy he propounded? Basaveshwara. Basaveshwara propounded Shakti Vishishta Dvaita. Basaveshwara became the treasury officer of Kalchuri dynasty's Bijjala king. What he had become? He had become a treasury officer of which dynasty? Kalchuri dynasty of Bijjala king, who was ruling from Kalyana. And he started his revolutionary thoughts in Kalyana. Revolutionary thoughts means changes to be taken. Traditionalists opposed these ideas. Pained by these opposition, Basaveshwara left Kalyana and went to Kodala Sangama. So what happened? He wanted to bring a change. So he had a thought. So later, who opposed him? Traditionalists opposed these ideas and he got pained to these oppositions. Later he left Kalyana and went to Kodala Sangama. It is believed that he became one with God there. It is believed in Kodala Sangama. It was believed that Basaveshwara became one with whom? With God. That is Aikya there. What were the changes or the reforms of Basaveshwara? Basaveshwara aimed at building the society on the casteless basis. So what was his intention? To build the society with casteless basis. That is, work is worship. What do you call? Kayakave Kailasa was one of his important teachings. What were the teachings of Basaveshwara? First point, children. Basaveshwara, what was his aim? His aim was to build a society on casteless basis. That is, work is worship. And Kayakave Kailasa was one of his important teachings. What is the second teachings? Basaveshwara condemned caste system. He condemned caste system as well as idol worship and yajnas and yagas. He stated that one's body is itself a temple. So instead of doing all these worships, one's body is itself a temple. Third teaching, by upholding the greatness of women, he gave self-confidence to womanhood which had lost its voice. So upholding the greatness, giving more importance for women, he gave self-confidence for whom? To the womanhood which had lost its voice. Fourth one, Basaveshwara started an assembly known as Anubhava Mantap, which served as a forum for the Vachanakaras. So he started an assembly known as Anubhava Mantapa, which served as a forum for Vachanakaras. And the last one, Basaveshwara composed more than 1,000 Vachanas, which concluded with the word Kudala Sangama Deva. So Basavana composed more than 1,000 Vachanas, which concluded with the word Kudala Sangama. Whatever poem he has written, at the end is to write a Kudala Sangama Deva, which ending of the word. Kayaka means one work done with a total dedication, that is bhakti, that is known as Kayaka. Sharing the outcome of Kayaka equally is called as Dasoha. Basaveshwara aimed at installing a culture of work in people. Next, we shall learn Vachana literature. The Vachana is a distinct literary form. It is a distinct literary form. Vachanas can be read like prose or sung like poems. How can Vachana be read? It can be read like prose or lesson or sung like poems. Vachanas were also composed by whom? Who were the composers of Vachana? Jedara Dasimaya, Allama Prabhu, Channa Basavanna, Akkahama Devi, and others. Who were Vachanakaras who composed Vachanas? Jedara Dasimaya, Allama Prabhu, Channa Basavanna, Akkama Devi and others. And these Sharanas came from different communities. These Sharanas are from which community? They are not from one community, but they are from different communities. Their thoughts expressed in Vachanas are relevant in the present. What thoughts, what ideas they had which have been expressed is still relevant in the present. Next, Sri Madhvacharya. Madhvacharya was born at Pajaka. Where he was born? Pajaka village near Udupi. Madhva's parents were Madhya Geha Bhatta and Vedavati. Who was Madhvacharya's parents? Madhvacharya's parents were Madhya Geha Bhatta and Vedavati. He propounded Dvaita philosophy. So, who propounded Advaita philosophy, children? Advaita philosophy was propounded by Shankaracharya, but Dvaita philosophy was propounded by Sri Madhvacharya. After accepting sannyasas, who accepted sannyasa? Sri Madhvacharya accepted sannyasa. He toured different parts of India twice with the purpose of spreading his teachings. Why did he toured India to different parts of India twice? For the purpose of spreading his teachings. And he worshipped Lord Vishnu. What were his reforms? Reforms of Madhvacharya. First point, Madhvacharya composed a total 37 works in Sanskrit like Gita Tatparya Nirnaya, Mahabharata Tatparya Nirnaya and others. So, how many works in Sanskrit he translated? He composed 37 works in Sanskrit like Gita Tatparya Nirnaya, Mahabharata Tatparya Nirnaya and others. His second reforms is he established 8 Montessori's, that is Astamats at Udupi. How many Montessori's he established? 8. That is known as Asta. And the last one, he preached a simple path of bhakti. And also he preached a simple path of bhakti, devotion. Apart from Astamats, that is 8 mats, Uttaradimat, Vyasaraya Mat and Raghavendra Mat are the centers of Madhva philosophy. So, which are the centers for the Madhva philosophy, children? Apart from Ashtamats. So, he had established 8 Montessori's, that is known as Ashtamats. So, Uttaradi Mat, Vyasaraya Mat and Raghavendra Mat are the centers for Madhva's philosophy. This is all about the lesson religious and social reform movement. Hope all have understood this chapter, children. Thank you.